Welcome to tonight's video on section 12.2, talking about the surface areas of prisms and cylinders. So some of the key parts of prisms and cylinders. Some of the key parts of prisms and cylinders are listed below. You have a right prism, which has what are called lateral faces, and the bases are the two tops. Alright, and then you have the edges of the bases, and you have the edges of the lateral faces. There is such thing as an oblique prism, that's one that's tilted. A right prism, it's one that's straight up and down. To find the lateral area of a prism, this means to find the area of the faces around the prism. We will take the perimeter of the base and multiply it by the height of the prism. So for example here, we say find the lateral area of a regular hexagonal prism. That means the bases are hexagons. That's what that means. If it says it's a hexagonal prism, that means the two bases are hexagons. The perimeter of the base well, if one side is 5 times 6 is going to give me 30 centimeters. That's the perimeter of the base. The height goes from one base to the next. So the height is 12 centimeters. So the lateral area is equal to 30 centimeters times 12, which is equal to 360 square centimeters. That is the lateral area of the prism. So here we have the lateral area of a regular octagonal prism, which means that the bases are octagons. So notice one base is 3, so the perimeter of the base is 3 times 8, which is 24. And then the height, which goes from one base to the next, is 9 centimeters. So the lateral area is 24 times 9, which is 216 square centimeters, which is B. Alright, then we have what's called surface area. That's where you combine the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. And that gives you what's called the surface area, or total area. So to find the surface area of the rectangular prism, that means the bases are the rectangles. So first we're going to find the lateral area. Well, the perimeter of the base is 6 times 4, which is 24. The height is 12, because it goes from one base to the next. So the lateral area is 24 times 12, which is 288 square centimeters. That's the lateral area. The area of the two bases well, these are a square, so you have 6 and 6 is 36 square centimeters, but there's two of them, so times 2 gives you 72 square centimeters. So that's the area of the two bases. So if you add those together, you get 288 plus 72 is going to equal going to equal 360 square centimeters. All right, so let's look at the next picture. Surface area of a triangular prism. So notice the two bases are triangles. And we know that these are 12. These are 12, so that means this is 6. To find the missing side here, we do the Pythagorean theorem. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. 36 plus 64 equals 100, so c equals 10. So this is 10. So the perimeter of the base is equal to 12 plus 10 plus 10, which is, because this is also 10, which is 32 units. The height, which goes from one base to the next, is 10. So the lateral area is 32 times 10, which is 320 square units. However, we'd also need to add the area of the two bases. And since it's a triangle, it's 1/2 base times height. So it's 1/2 12 times 8. So it's 1/2 of 96, which is 48, but then there's two of them, so it is 96. So the surface area is going to equal 320 plus 96, which equals 416 square units. So that is D. Surface area of a cylinder. Surface area of a cylinder, it's the same as a prism, except now the base is a circle. And remember, the perimeter of the base, or perimeter of a circle, is equal to the circumference. Those are the same thing. So instead of saying perimeter of the base times height, we say circumference times height, or 2 pi r/h. So to find the lateral area here, we go the circumference times the height. Well, the radius is 14. The height is 18 times pi. So when you type that in your calculator, 2 times 14 times 18 times pi, you get 1,583.4. So that's square feet for the lateral area. The surface area, remember, is equal to the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. Well, in this case, the area of the two bases are circles. So it's going to be the lateral area plus 2 pi r squared, because they're two circles. Well, 2 times pi times 14 squared equals 1,231.5 plus 1,583.4 gives you 2,814.9 square feet. All right, lateral and surface area of this cylinder. Well, remember the lateral area is equal to 2 pi r times h. So the lateral area here so it's 1,507.96, which means it rounds up to 1,508. Square feet for the lateral area. The surface area is going to be the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. So it's plus 2 times 144 pi. So 288 pi plus 1,508 give you 2,412.8. Which, since they have 0.7 here, we'll make that our answer A. All right. The last one, if you notice, a soup can is covered with the label shown. What is the radius of the soup can? Well, if you notice, this is a square here, or a rectangle. So to find the area of this rectangle, you go 15.7 inches times 8 inches. So you get 125.6 square inches. Now, if you notice, so that means the soup can has an area of 125.6 square inches. So remember, the area of the circular part would be pi r squared. So since the area is 125.6, sorry, this is going to be the lateral area because it's the going around, it's the face. So the lateral area is 125.6 square inches. And remember, lateral area of a cylinder is 2 pi r h. Well, remember, we know the height is 8. And then we can divide, basically, by 2 pi times 8, or 16 pi. And we get 24.7 equals r. So that is our radius. Actually, I typed that in wrong. See how I didn't have the parentheses there? If you because remember, you want the 16 pi to be in the denominator. So if you do that in your calculator, you got to make sure that you have parentheses, so it's actually going to be 2.5, the radius. So the radius is 2.5 inches. All right, the last one. The diameter of a base of a cylinder if the surface area is 480 pi square inches. Well, remember, surface area is equal to the lateral area plus the area of the two bases, which is 2 pi r squared. We know the height is 8. All right, so when we multiply here, we get 480 pi plus 16 pi r plus 2 pi r squared. It's an equal sign. All right, so if we notice here, we have a common factor. We can factor out a 2 and a pi. We can divide 2 pi by each term. So if you notice, you have 240 equals 8r plus r squared. And if you bring the 240 over, you have r squared plus 8r minus 240 equals 0. And yes, everybody's favorite, you're going to factor. And you know you have to do that because you have r squared and r. The factors of 240 that add to 8 are positive 20 and negative 12. And you can use your calculator to help you out with that. So you have r plus 20 and r minus 12 equals 0. So r equals negative 20, r equals 12. Remember, negative 20 can't be a radius, so the radius is equal to 12 inches, which means the diameter is equal to 24 inches. So it is D. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in class tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening.